Hello and welcome back here on my English YouTube channel about my Lego City project called Brick World. And in today's update, we are going back to our big cinema project, the next big mega project here in my little Lego City. And today we want to work once again here inside of our main cinema room, Cinema 1 here. We started there last time we worked here on the cinema, and we want to work once again in that area here, expanding everything, building more seats, more rows, more minifigures, everything coming up here in that new update. I bought a new base plate, some new stuff, so stay tuned. We are starting by adding the next base plate, a 48 by 48 base plate, because we need some more space here to expand everything. But first of all, I started working once again on the last module. You can see a lot of different parts, a lot of colorful parts here, because as always, I'm using old, sometimes dirty parts inside areas where you're never going to see the parts once again. And you also can see I started working here with the next rows. Last time we decided how everything should look, and now we can expand that design we decided last time to more areas here. You also can see I started working here in that entrance area. That's a little gangway that's coming from the main hall inside our Cinema 1, and also need to check out how we can build around that area, because as you might know, we have a lot of different angles, and we also got a little problem, as you can see here, because we have that problem here with we have too many parts here laying on our angled ceiling from the main hall. So we need to check out what's the problem here, because it's too high. Maybe there's something else missing or something else too much. So we have to look what's the problem. But also we want to add, of course, new rows, new seats, because the Cinema 1 is going to be the biggest cinema here inside our multiplex cinema. And yeah, it's going to be big at the end. But by the way, I got some new post from a fan. It's from Samuel that time. It's from Germany. And as you might know from the last updates concerning the cinema, you can send me your minifigures and you can send me your stick fig, and then you can be placed inside that very big room. It's going to be our newest and biggest community project, because of course I need a lot of minifigures inside the cinema, and of course you can be a part of the cinema. So 5 new minifigures here, and we are going to place them here in that area. So we have now 1,288 minifigures in the city, an insanely high number, increasing every update. And thank you very much, Samuel and family, for sending me your minifigures here. Of course, it's not so big at the moment, but the room is going to be bigger and bigger. And as you also can see here, I started working here in that area where there's a little gangway coming in, as you can see here. And of course we need to check out how we can combine, or how we can make everything in one big piece. It's a little bit complicated as always, because we have no normal angles here. It's everything coming from different angles, and we need to combine everything. Coming back to the new base plate here, we can now add that here and work down in that area. And as you can see here, I expanded that little gangway here and also started working in the next rows. And now we can see how that little gangway comes into our very big cinema room. Of course, at the moment you might not be able to imagine how big that room is going to be, because the 48 base plate is not the end on the right side. It's going to be expanded also in that side. And we can see now how everything comes together. We need to build up that little ramp a little bit more, so we get at the point where that ramp is combining with one of these rows here. And in that combination, I also need to add some places where people with wheelchairs, as the one guy here, can be placed, because I think it's very important to also have some places where wheelchairs can sit or can drive in, and then we can sit there and watch the movie, of course. And now we have that place I wanted to have. We have that little gangway coming up from the main hall here in the cinema. Then the people with wheelchairs can be sitting here inside the cinema. We have some places where there's no seat placed. The wheelchairs can be placed, of course. And some friends, for example, which are able to walk, can sit next to them. So I think that's a very nice idea. But of course we need also to go down more. That's not the final seat here, the final row seat. We need to go a little bit more down. And when we have that done, we also need to be working here on the left side. And as you might know, the often it is that my big projects are on the edge of a table, and then we have the ability to look inside, because it's like you have a cut through the building, like we did it, for example, at the elementary school, or we did it at the main station. And that's also I want to do here in the cinema, so we can have a very nice look inside that very big room. It's not finished yet. It's a lot of work left, but I think we are on the right track. We now know how everything will look. Maybe at the end it's going to be bigger and bigger, of course, but we're on a good track with our cinema. And I really like now how you can see the way from here, from the main hall. We can go through that little gangway, and then we can go into Cinema 1. And yeah, I just like the view here also from the Cinema 1 outside to this main hall. We have 7 new minifigures additional to the 5 we already placed. So it's going to be fully crowded cinema at the end. I hope so. New seats here, of course. And yeah, we really need to work on the left side, but I have some problems here. I need some more parts to work out how that should be on the left side. So we are going to stop here with today's update and going to work again in a future update, also going up here. But I found out some more problems here, so we'll need to fix it in future updates. Also, as I said before, need to go on the right side. But I really like how everything comes together. If you want to send your minifigures also here to be a part of that big cinema project, you can send them to the address you can find in the imprint here on the YouTube channel. Just be careful, you need to send them to Germany. That's very important. And also, I just want to have, or I just can put in normal city minifigures, or additionally, it's possible to have some figures that are in a fantasy style, because maybe they want to do cosplay here, because the movie in Cinema 1 is a big movie now in Brick World. It's a Heroes and Dragons movie. That's a big fantasy franchise here in the Brick World, and a lot of people are going to watch that movie, so you might be also send your minifigures styled in a fantasy cosplay sitting here if you want to. And yeah, that's it for today. We are on a good track here on the cinema project. Of course, it's a very big project, as always here in the Brick World, because I really want to have a realistic scale if all of my projects. That's also the case here with the cinema, of course. But as always, feel free to write whatever you want about today's project, about today's stuff, and stay tuned for future updates, and bye.